Здравствуйте, спасибо, что вы пришли. Наш марш поддерживает объединение наших оппозиционных сил, как марш солидарности, который в Берлине проходит. Мы поддерживаем украинцев в борьбе против зла, которое вышло из нашей страны наружу. Мы очень надеемся, что это зло будет уничтожено, в России будет прекрасное будущее. И я хочу попросить Тамару Эйдельман сказать вам пару слов.
Дорогие друзья, я вот сейчас шла и чувствовала себя, не буду говорить там счастливой, но невероятно комфортно, когда идешь с единомышленниками. И очень хочется надеяться, конечно, что Россия в конце концов придет к чему-то, к чему-то похожему. И давайте постараемся сделать так, чтобы на следующий такой марш у нас тут в Лиссабоне вышло еще больше. Давайте рассказывать друг другу, звать друзей. И давайте объединяться. Это, мне кажется, самая главная вещь. Не грызться, не предъявлять претензии, а объединяться. Правильно, девчонки?
Да.
Все, значит, правильно.
Меня зовут Дмитрий Колезев. Мне, как и Тамаре Натановне, было очень приятно сейчас с вами пройтись. И я шел и думал, что, это моя мечта. Я хочу, чтобы однажды в России мы, наши родственники, наши дети вот так могли пройтись свободно по улицам, чтобы полицейские, которые идут рядом, не арестовывали их, не били их, а давали им выразить свои гражданские чувства. И до тех пор, пока Россия, эта огромная, прекрасная, великая страна, не станет свободной, не станет демократической, я уверен, никто на земном шаре не может спать спокойно. В том числе мы здесь, в том числе наши дети. Моему сыну 1,5 года, я хочу, чтобы он жил в мире, где есть безопасность, где люди доверяют друг другу, где страны взаимодействуют, а не воюют. И это возможно только при свободной демократической России. Поэтому давайте нашу любимую кричалку: Россия будет свободной! Россия будет свободной!
Привет, это Антон. Сегодня митинг в Берлине в том числе отсылает нас к событиям десятилетней давности. Я хочу сказать, что 10 лет назад в России у меня была возможность выйти в Россию и сказать свое «нет» войне. Сегодня Роскомнадзор даже заблокировал наш портал только об упоминании об этом митинге. Это, конечно, все грустно и печально, но давайте поговорим, что произошло за 10 лет. Все 10 лет я говорю, и, наверное, до конца этой войны буду говорить, что нет войне Украине.
Нет войне! Нет войне!
Все эти 10 лет я очень часто повторяю фразу «Путина в Гаагу».
Путина в Гаагу! Путина в Гаагу!
Очень приятно, что мы сегодня сюда все пришли, и хочу коротко закончить любимой фразой про то, что Россия обязательно будет счастливой.
Россия будет счастливой! Россия будет счастливой!
Quase 25 anos de Putin no poder. Quando ele foi eleito, ele prometeu que a economia da Rússia seria mais forte do que a de Portugal. E também prometeu segurança e paz. Mas agora, nós estamos aqui em Portugal e fugindo da ditadura, da repressão política, da discriminação, e a Rússia nunca conseguiu acompanhar da economia portuguesa e também não há segurança nem paz, porque a Rússia está na guerra injusta e cruel contra nossos amigos na Ucrânia. O Putin diz que esta guerra é feita em nome de todos os russos, mas não é verdade. Milhões de pessoas na Rússia veem esta guerra como uma tragédia, como uma dor enorme que nunca desaparece. Estamos aqui para mostrar a solidariedade dos nossos amigos na Rússia que perderam a voz. Nós desejamos o fim imediato de guerra. Nós desejamos liberdade para os presos políticos. A Rússia será livre.
A Rússia será livre. A Rússia será livre. E não há guerra. Não há guerra. Não há guerra.
Acabamos de perceber qual é o website, não é? adrl.pt. Eu queria só dizer que, pronto, não sou russa, sou francesa, não é? E tenho admirado o trabalho desta associação e simplesmente estou aqui mesmo para isso, para dar o meu suporte e toda a força que posso dar e mostrar realmente que com grande admiração que vejo a vossa coragem. Penso que a vossa mensagem é universal, simplesmente, e que qualquer pessoa que acredita na democracia e na liberdade só pode concordar com a vossa ação e vos suportar. Tenho certeza que somos aqui poucos, mas na verdade de coração somos muitos e vocês têm que continuar mesmo.
Hello everybody, I'm Portuguese, it's my passion. Right now I have my full heart trying to organize a art festival that will be opening on the 24th of February 2025. If any of you are artists and would like to join this movement that we will be having in exhibition, there will be many more actions. And I just want to thank you all for being brave and having all the courage and teaching the rest of the world that it's possible to fight even in the worst of dictatorships, in the worst of fears. Even I, as a Portuguese, feel this fear. It's up to us to change things, and it's up to us, a small group of people, to lead towards a Russia that is free, that is peaceful, and probably rid of nuclear arms, okay? That's our dream.
I'm also a Portuguese citizen. My name is João Paulo Batalha. I'm very happy to be with you today. I understand that this fight is a universal fight. It's not just for democracy and freedom in Russia, but in the whole world. As we are seeing, Russia is not just the attacker of Ukraine and Ukraine's sovereignty and freedom, it's attacking freedom and democracy everywhere. And it's investing heavily in degrading democracies everywhere. And this is critical to make sure that our leadership in not just Portugal, but in the European Union genuinely joins this fight, not just in proclamation, but in actual support for the freedom of Ukraine and for the democratic movement in Russia. You are the very few people who have the courage to say no, to resist. And you should believe that you are the representatives of a vast mass of Russian people here, throughout the world, and in Russia, who are free only in their hearts. But I think freedom and hope are a muscle that we can exercise, and we can strengthen by exercising it. So thank you very much for your courage and for being here, and please keep showing up. I will do the same.
We have parents, we have friends back in Russia who do not want to talk about the war any longer, who do not support us. Maybe you have relatives even here, I do, in Portugal, who do not want to come to these meetings because they're afraid. And it can be really hurtful, it can really be painful. And I think it's one of the things that we need to understand now, that we still should be able to talk to our friends, to our parents, to our relatives about why we need to support Ukraine and why this regime should end. And this is something I learned from Navalny once I talked to him eating pelmeni in Moscow. Talk to your relatives, even if they don't want to hear. Talk to your friends, even if they resist. And one more thing, one way for you to practice democracy and learn about democracy is to actually join local initiatives. There are so many associations that really work and they have a completely different approach to how to do things. Look out for them, maybe about ecology, maybe about mobility, maybe about female rights, women's rights, maybe about anything you like. Those of you who will go back to Russia can then share these skills and we will become a better civil society. Find your way to be active. Find your way to keep the conversation going with your family, with your friends, and sooner or later you will be part of that change.
How I see it, we are like a school of self-government, which will be a base for the future Russia. It's our hope and dream and our goal to stop this regime and change regime in Russia to democratic. This protest is in support the protest in Berlin, which is initiated by Yulia Navalnaya, Ilya Yashin and Vladimir Kara-Murza, activists around the world, Free Russians Global. We all supported this action and we all hope that they will hear us. We are trying to make a dialogue. Activist community of Russians and also Ukrainians in Spain found
compact power stations for Ukrainian hospitals and schools, which they asked for. There are official documents for these schools and hospitals on the website that you will find by this QR code. They found it on a wholesale price, so it's cheaper to purchase, but the total amount of the order is 100,000 euros. We need to collect this because, as you see, the winter is already in Ukraine. There is an option for large donors to support it. There is a partner section on this website. Please contact your fellow businesses and funds who can support in larger amount than we can. We collect items to sell on the fundraising auction. This is a book of Alexei Navalny's memories, which Yulia Navalnaya signed on the opening of the memorial in Lisbon. This is a unique thing. This is only one in its kind. It's the book in English. What we must to do is to help Ukraine, because Ukraine is now on the front line fighting the regime, which we were unable to stop inside Russia. We have future plans and we hope that you will participate this. Help spreading the information. Join us. We need volunteers for translating, for helping on the conference, for helping with fundraising. We need people. Please contact us. The memorial that we installed, I know it inspired many of you, but I also think that it is advance for us. It shouldn't be the end of the story, it should be the beginning. I hope you will pay back and come and join us, and we will grow 100 times and we'll defeat this devil regime.